Hello and welcome students to this session of advanced surveying wherein we are learning regarding remote sensing today. Right. So module 5, the second part of our module 5 is remote sensing. We shall learn a few basic things regarding remote sensing in this chapter. Okay, not in detail, just a brief idea regarding remote sensing. You will be getting how it works, so what is meant by remote sensing, how it works, and what are the various components, and how it exactly interacts with the environment and gives out the output. Okay, along with a few applications of remote sensing. Okay, so a very simple example of remote sensing is your TV remote, right? Wherein you control your remote from a far away, from a far away distance, right? So that is nothing but remote sensing, wherein the word remote sensing itself says that we are controlling or we are observing or we are getting out some data without any physical contact, right? So remote sensing is a technology where we gather information and analyze the object or any phenomenon without making any physical contact with that particular object, right? So remotely we are taking the data or we are analyzing the things. So that is meant by remote sensing. So that is the basic idea or what is meant by remote sensing, right? Remote meaning it is taken from far away, not getting in contact. And sensing is getting data or analyzing or gathering information. Okay, so that is meant by remote sensing. So I hope you have understood what is meant by remote sensing. Okay. Coming to a few other applications of remote sensing, so it finds application in various fields, not only in civil but in various other fields also. So some of the examples are given here in geography, in hydrology, in ecology, oceanography, and geology, right? So all these fields use remote sensing as applications. Okay, so coming to how it is exactly data is gathered. It is gathered by using sensors. Okay, we use sensors, and these sensors are where they are equipped on satellites. Okay, so we shall get into details later. So satellites may be used, or aircrafts or airborne type of vehicles may be used. Okay, so satellites equipped with sensors observing the Earth are known as remote sensing satellites. You might have heard this particular term, remote sensing satellites, right? So these satellites are equipped with these kind of sensors and are observing the Earth from space, right? They are rotating along with the Earth in a specified orbit, and they go around the Earth and they gather data. Okay, so these are remote sensing satellites. Okay. So India has also various number of satellites. I will give a few list of those later on. Okay. Optical sensors detect solar radiation reflected or scattered from the Earth and thus develop images of the Earth. Right. So these sensors, particularly optical sensors, are placed on the satellites, and the solar radiation that is reflected from the surface, right? The solar radiation reflected by the surface or scattered from the surface of the Earth is scanned or is recorded by the sensors, and they develop images of the Earth, right? So yeah, this is just a brief idea. We use various kinds of sensors and various radiations. Okay, depending upon the radiation and the light source and the sensor, we get different kind of data. Okay, so this is known as optical or infrared remote sensing, wherein we use optical sensors and we use infrared light. Okay, so optical and infrared remote sensing. The images formed by these sensors resemble the photographs taken by the camera. Okay, so when we are dealing with optical sensors, the output that we get from these sensors resemble for like photographs that are taken by a camera. Okay, so this is just a brief idea of remote sensing. Okay, so I hope this part is clear. Just the brief, I have given you the briefing regarding remote sensing. What is remote sensing and where it is used, and what are the basic equipments that are required. Is it fine? If you have any doubts, if you want me to explain anything, you can ask. Fine. I hope it is fine. Okay, so moving on. This is showing you the remote sensing process, how the remote sensing actually occurs, what is the process involved in remote sensing, right? So this is the basic this thing, and this also represents the ideal remote sensing process, okay, idealized remote sensing process, wherein we have an energy source. You can see usually sun is used as an energy source, right? Clearly you can see a sun is there. This is the first part. The sun is radiating energy, it is radiating light, right? Various radiations it is giving out. Those radiation travel through the space and reach the surface of the earth, right? Suppose we are having any target, any object or any surface or any ocean we are studying, so that is considered as the target. So this is the second part, wherein the light source or the energy source is transmitted, then it gets it reaches the target. This is the third point, reaching the target. Some of this energy, right, some of this energy that is reaching the target is absorbed by the target itself. It is absorbed, okay, it is absorbed. Some of the energy that is radiating, it is absorbed by the atmosphere in the second step, right? Atmospheric absorption occurs, right? Then there is scattering also if there are any clouds, because of the pollution and many other aspects. The radiation which is coming may also get scattered, right? So that is called as atmospheric scattering. Okay, atmospheric absorption, atmospheric scattering. Okay, and whatever light reaches the target is called incident radiation, right? Whatever light reaches the target is called as incident radiation. So this incident radiation reaches the target. Some of it is absorbed and some of it is reflected. Okay, some of it is reflected. So it may hold on to some of the energy and then give out the energy, right? Some of you from the PU background may be knowing this, right? Some of the energy is stored in the target and then it releases out slowly. Okay, so scattering, I've told you, absorption, incident, and then this is a radiation of the energy. Okay, radiation or the reflection of the energy. It is also called as irradiation or reflecting back. Okay. So after that, that is that particular reflected energy is recorded by the sensor in space. Okay, so here we have used an example of a satellite. There might be an aircraft also, or there may be any other aircraft or an airborne a vehicle which is capturing the particular reflected energy. Okay, so here an example of a satellite is shown, wherein the reflected or the emitted radiation is captured by the sensor placed on the satellite. Okay, so when the energy or the this thing is captured by the satellite, we need to get that data, right? We need to have that particular get that data, and we need to analyze that data. So we cannot just go to a space and put our pen drive and download the data, right? We cannot go to space every time. So that particular data is transmitted. It is transmitted to the processing station. Okay, so this is also called as the ground station, earth station or the ground station. Okay, so it is transmitted. So this is the fourth part, sorry, this is the fourth part wherein it is recorded by the sensor, and this is the fifth part, which is transmission of the data. Okay, this is the transmission of the data. Coming to the next part, after it reaches the processing station or the ground station, various processes are done so that the data can be used. Okay, so processing is done on the data and then it is sent for analysis, wherein engineers use the data for various analysis, right? Various prediction of the atmospheric climatic conditions, or various land data is also used, right? Vegetation cover is studied, and various materials that are present on the earth's surface are also studied, right? So very interesting thing is that the surface materials of the earth, right, that can also be detected by just using this remote sensing, without going and taking the sample and then studying and getting knowing the what is made what the surface is made up of, right? So we can use this remote sensing and directly detect what is the material that is in that area. Soil, what is the rock, what is the type of rock, what is the soil, what are the characteristic of that soil, that can be directly detected by this remote sensing. right? So that is just one application of remote sensing. Okay, so when you analyze this particular data, after the data is analyzed, that is sent to the users for various applications. As we have various users and we have various uses of this particular analyzed data. So application is the last part of this process. Okay, so this is also called as the idealized remote sensing process. Okay, so I will show you one more image showing the components of the remote sensing. Okay, so this is also the same which I've explained in the previous slide. Same thing, if they ask you to write the components, you can list the various components and explain them briefly, all these components. And if they ask you the process or the idealized system of remote sensing, you can again write the same thing and explain the process. Okay, so the first part you can see is the energy source or illumination. We have an energy source which gives out radiation, which gives out various light, right? Various radiations, electromagnetic waves. So that is then radiation is transferred through it is moving through the atmosphere, right? That is the B part. Okay, so here we have one more concept wherein we are sending the energy, right? We are sending the energy from the satellite itself. You can see we have one more B over here, wherein the latter satellite sends its own energy, right? Instead of gathering the energy reflected by the object of the sun, right? Instead of sun's radiation, we use own energy source, which is given by the satellite, and then that is reflected back and it is recorded by the sensor. Okay, so this is one more type wherein the first part where we use the radiation given by the sun. This is called as passive system, and when the satellite has its own energy source, that is called the active system. Okay, so keep this point in mind. We shall discuss this in detail later also. Okay, so we are done with the second one. The third one is the interaction with the target. Interaction with the target. Here you can see it is interacting with the surface of the earth or any object that we are interested in. Okay, then that energy is again record, then that energy is reflected back. You can see it is reflected back. It reaches the satellite and the sensor, and that records that particular data. Right, recording of energy by the sensor is the fourth part. Then again, fifth, I have told you we transmit or we transmit the data from the satellite or from the aircraft to the ground station. So that is the E part. Or else what we can do is, if we are at a remote location at a different position of the earth, right? So our satellite is here, and we are studying this part of the earth, and your ground station is placed over here. So we cannot just directly transmit the data directly from here. What we do is we send it to another satellite which is nearby to our ground station, right? And then that satellite will send the data to us. So that is also a part of transmission. Okay, sending it to another satellite nearby to the ground station and then transmitting it to the ground station. Okay, then the next part is interpretation and analysis in the F part. And in the last part, we have application. Okay, so these are the various components and the process of remote sensing. So this is just a very basic process of remote sensing, which I have explained. Okay, so if you have understood, please let me know whether you have understood by raising your hand. Please raise your hand and let me know whether you have understood. So for your level, this is just the basic idea of the components and the process of remote sensing. It is actually a very complicated process. Okay, okay, you can lower your hand. For others, those who have not raised their hand, if you have any doubts, please ask. Yes, Nihal, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, okay, you can lower your hand. Okay, moving on. Okay, coming back to this electromagnetic spectrum, because remote sensing is also based on this electromagnetic waves, right? So what we have studied previously, the same thing will be is a part of syllabus here also. Electromagnetic spectrum, same thing. They will ask you to explain the electromagnetic spectrum with a neat figure, right? So you have to draw this figure. You have to mention all the wavelengths, right? Wavelength are here. you have to mention all the wavelength written over here, right? And you have to mention the hertz, the frequency of these various waves, right? And you have to explain the various bands meaning these infrared band you can see from here to here, right? And of X-ray band, if you tell me it is from here to here, these are called as bands of electromagnetic spectrum. So UV band is from here to here. This is UV band. This is infrared band. This is microwave band. Then we have FM and AM. These are part of radio wave bands. Okay, then we have long radio waves. So you have to remember these frequencies and this wavelength, and you have to write down. Okay, so in this part you can see we are increasing the frequency, and the frequency is going on increasing, and the wavelength is goes on decreasing, right? Wavelength is decreasing this in this side. Okay, excuse me for a second. I will be back in 10 seconds.